Hello everyone out there on the internet, I am Jack of all trades, and we're here for Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia. This is Season 7, Episode 9, titled Extras. From that title, we could be getting more Monoma stuff, given his overtly stated, trauma's the wrong word, but history of being referred to, being told by other people, by people around him, that, oh, his quirk is more of a side character thing, more of an extra versus a main character, but he's had his moments of being the main character and pulling all the strings, which is great. Extras could also refer to just the rest of 1A. Bakugo has a bit of a bad habit of just referring to the rest of the class as extras, or sort of civilians as extras, side characters as extras. So it could be that. Given what happened last episode, as Natsuo Todoroki in the comments excellently put it, an Agni Kai between Dabi and Shoto. I feel like this episode is either going to be dealing with a little bit of aftermath of that fight, or in terms of fights that are actively happening, we left the Toga one. We could now cut back to that, having done the Dabi fight. We could now jump back. Or we could now see more of the Shigaraki fight. We could get what's going on with Spinner, or we could go to All for One. There's a few fights ongoing. We don't know where Spinner is. Dabi is out of the fight, leaving us with these three. All for One is the least interesting of the remaining characters of the villains that we're fighting. So, like, it'd be cool to see Hawks and Endeavor versus All for One, as sort of a spiritual sequel to Hawks and Endeavor versus Hood. That could be quite cool. More powerful. This is the Dark Lord. This is the big villain. Let's see them fighting him. But again, All for One, I think, is the least interesting of the remaining villains. So let's focus on one of the other fights instead. But the title is Extras, so we could be getting sort of 1A versus some of the nameless just villain hordes. So I'll introduce a few like one-off baddies that we can just beat up and just showcase. Again, some really cool quirk combinations, because that's what this war arc, sort of having everyone here with all their powers that's all been pre-established through the rest of the season so far, well, the rest of the series so far, has all come to a head. Let's see everything we've set up bouncing off each other. That could be quite cool too. But yeah, I don't know. It's a vague enough title. It is. We're at a good spot where the previous episode didn't leave us off going into anything. So let's just see what they're going to do. As usual, everyone's been great in the comments, keeping things spoiler-free, but once again, here's the breakdown. I have watched the entire anime up to this specific episode that I'm watching in this video. I've read the entire manga up to the end of chapter 328, which is volume 33 of the manga. I have watched the first 3 My Hero Academia movies. I've read the Ultra Analysis Guidebook. I have read the first 6, and I think only 6, volumes of My Hero Academia School Briefs, the light novels, and I have read all 15 volumes, the entire series, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, the sort of spin-off prequel, which is a fantastic little series. I loved it. I felt a bit sad when I finished it. But that is everything I know, and that's what I'm going to be discussing and pulling from in this video. And I am watching this on Crunchyroll. Please go support the official release. So, making sure I've got my subtitles on. Yep, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, a bit of Todoroki. Backstory. Again, our little recap of last time. I remember, was it season 4, I think? Yeah, season 4 was quite bad, if I'm remembering right, was quite bad for the recaps at the start of every episode. I think 4 and 5 had a bit of an issue with that, where the first few minutes of an episode would just be a recap of the previous. Which I was ultimately fine with, because it allowed for more, on the creative side of it, more time to be put into the animation of the actual episode, new content. Which was a fine trade-off, I think. But they were quite long. The season's been better, they've been shorter, snappier recaps. I'm saying that, but clearly this episode's one is slightly longer than the previous. But yeah, and that's us, just the final punch of that fight. And into the intro. Okay. Let me study the. I haven't looked at the intro closely in a while. So is there anything now that I think that I can guess based on what's happened so far? We got all of 1A coming together again after the previous arc, and all the color coming back into Deku's world. Fast shots of the heroes. Sirius is... Oh, so the groups of heroes there are the groups at each location. That quick sort of flash. Sirius is with Gang Orca, but we haven't seen her yet. I don't know if she's going to have a big role to play. And against Selkie. Selkie hasn't shown up yet. I'm still not sure who that is in the chair in that one shot. Yep. Garaki and the high-end Nomu. We've had that shot in the actual series now. Sadman's Parade is still very much on the board. Todoroki's, yep, we've had that fight now, that's resolved. Bakugo on top of the fingers. The fingers are all sort of browned and burnt almost in that shot. Shigaraki's overwhelming new physical attack, so perhaps Bakugo is gonna... Big explosion. If he's being chased by it, he could cover the whole thing in his sweat and like ignite it all at once, maybe. I don't know if how much damage needs to be done to back when Shigaraki just had his hands. How much damage would need to be done to his fingers to prevent him from using his quirk? If you melt his fingerprints off or something, would that stop it? I don't know. How much damage Bakugo could necessarily do to just negate that attack. And the hench villains are all down. The side heroes. Nice. Defeated Blue Flame. Yep. Okay. Yep, we haven't taken everyone out yet. Ida getting a good go on this near high end. Nice. What's the unique, just individual hero designs here? Nice. Okay. I don't recognize some of those names or silhouettes as just other Tartarus jailbreakers, but it makes sense that a lot of these... Yeah. That a lot of these villains that Ultron called in would just be jailbreakers, yeah. Yeah. One down. I don't think this is going to be... This isn't going to be an outright victory. Because as I was given the heads up in the comments, I had heard this as just news online. There are only, at time that I've heard it, 5 chapters left of the manga. So I feel like we're getting this season and one more season. So, metagaming it a bit. Ooh. Oh, they're fighting around where they have Gigantomachia trapped? That feels like a bad plan. I mean, it's already... You can minimize collateral. Oh, more of 1B's here! Oh, Mudman, fuck yeah. Incapacitate a large number, great. I feel like it's risky having them fight here. Again, everything around where he is trapped is destroyed. So, again, minimizing collateral. But it feels like a risk bringing people here. Uh-oh. If Makia hears All For One's voice, is that going to be enough to wake him up? Yeah. This feels like a really bad idea to have brought people here. I hope the heroes have accounted for this. He looks kind of familiar, this gas mask guy. I think it just reminds me of the villain All Might. Oh my god, the sludge villain! Episode 1 guy! Wow! That's a character I wasn't expecting to see. Oh shit. Yeah. Did Mina hear that? Nice! Oh, Kirishima and Mina together. Good. Okay, extras. We're just following some more of 1A here. Nice. But yeah, okay, so Mount Lady, Yongi, Yagani, the white-haired poltergeist quirk, 1B, and Yui, I think, the size quirk, rule. Okay, yeah, this is just going to be a montage of what everyone else is doing. Nice, solid air. Awase, I think? I'm remembering 1B names, but I'm probably getting them all muddled up. Yikes. It is... Okay, he is just blowing up chunks of it. Nice. Makeshift Fortress Troy. We got a Poison Ivy. We got a Poison Ivy villain. Could this be one of the ones we got the silhouettes of in that previous shot? Yeah, yeah. Oh. Whoa. That is an interesting design. Yeah. Okay. The suit that's just halfway up the body is a really interesting look. Almost like he's sprouting out of a man, out of a salary man, out of society. I don't know. Okay, I was hoping to hear how to pronounce this name, but I missed it. Tartarus Jailbreaker. In front of Central Hospital, again, this whole area destroyed before. Coda, nice. Spinner's sword, yeah, oh, here's Spinner, okay. Yeah, what the fuck happened to you? Shoto got Dabby, nice. Informing everyone. Okay, Spinner and Shoji are here, both characters who got prominence in the ending. This feels like this is gonna be focal then. An extra quirk, yeah. What's he got? Oh, All For One was just offering them to them? Okay. Right, that makes sense. But what has he given Spinner for this fight? Something that has just seemingly roided him up, scaled him up a bit. Oh, that smile! That's possibly the last time he sees Dabi. I like that he's a darker color now, and again, I love that he's now big enough to wield the sword. And yeah, okay, it's the heteromorph. Okay. A lot of those. Okay, the police chief that we saw. Yep, and Rocklock's here. But there's a lot of those mutant type quirk villains that we've been seeing are here with Spinner leading them. Okay, I like that. I like the voice modulation on Ida still wearing the lower bit of the mask there. Good. Why is he still breathing after all that? Is he starting to regenerate? You got some. We know he got some regenerative tissue, at least for the jaw, to heal. Okay, I like that Endeavor and Hawk's new splash art there is complementary in their pose. That's cool. What's happening with Dabi? He wasn't given an extra quirk before this fight. Was he given an extra quirk in those 3 years that he was in a hospital after being rescued by All For One and healed by Garaki, though? That was a possibility I speculated about last week. Ooh, on each of the fingers, that's fun. And some of those were reminiscent of attacks we've seen him do before, with that fucking horrific punch against All Might with the sort of rivets and everything. Yeah, good point. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Ooh, that sounds like a new move. We haven't seen that before. Not named anyway. Nice, the flaming feathers, like that phoenix sort of cover we saw before. Your move's too obvious. What was that? Oh, what was that? Is that... Oh, okay, cool. I love the water effect we're doing on it, but it's sort of solidified. That's like... Yes, you need to be close, but not within his physical reach. Does he still have the forceful quirk activation fingers, though? Can he use those to latch onto you and steal your quirk? Ooh. And that's just one of his fingers. With a single finger, he can block hawks. Oh. And then it's so hot that it melts the sort of frozen liquid shield. It's great. It's great. Ah, okay. Nice, nice. Komori's here. Getting a bit overwhelmed. I like that every time we've seen All For One in, like, a fight, it is a new quirk. He's using new quirks. It's not repetitive. It just sort of shows off just how many he has. And also that he's got a rotating roster. He can keep getting new ones between fights and dishing out quirks as he likes. I'm still unclear as to whether he steals a quirk and then has that quirk and then can give it to someone else but still have it himself. I don't think so. I think that's why he was working with Goraki and they had all those vials. I think that was them scientifically finding a way to duplicate quirks beyond just the magic of his own. Yeah. Oh, we're getting a bit of expression through the mask now. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and Endeavor's Hawks' hero. Hawks had a plush of him as a kid, you know? He looked up to Endeavor specifically. Oh. Like a firebend. Whoa! Fuck! Oh shit! That's not an arm, that's just a gut, right? You didn't lose an arm. That's an Erwin Smith blow, though. That's bad. Nagant's replacement. Jiro! Yes! Oh, fucking yes! Yes! Tokiyami flying in, helping his mentor from the internships. And again, the team-ups, the team-ups. Oh. The two alt kids of 1A. I also very much do not want All For One to steal either of their quirks. Oh, the confidence! Yeah, there's a fucking chunk out of him. It looks like compress got to him, but instead of just the black, like, vacuum. It's... yikes. It looks like a bite has been taken out of him. The Hawks has sent the feathers to help him get back up. And I like Tokiyami and Jiro's confidence here, but they should just be support. I kind of don't want them getting in deep in this fight. The blood like soaking into the grass is a great touch as well. And Hawks' wings are getting thin. Yeah, he saved you before. Ah! Nice, nice. I'm worried about these two being here, though. Ooh. Oh, it's like a black licorice version of Muscular Squirt tearing through his arm. Oh, I want the little heads. It's very false Hydra looking. I love the progression of Tokiyami there. That he's gone from learning to fly with Dark Shadow to being able to fly and carry someone else. That's great. Oh. Fuck. Fuck. They're separated. Fuck. We need to stall him and we can help protect each other. Okay, okay. Good catch. Good catch. Aim for the mask, yeah. Yep, hypothetically. Yeah. Yeah. You've been training, but this is the big guy. I am genuinely worried about these two being here. Like, I want them to succeed, and I'm confident they can, but... What the fuck is this quirk? It almost looks like an amalgamation of quirks as well. Oh, like using it to focus the blast? It's like some eldritch. Oh, he managed to push it. Oh shit! Oh shit! Has Jiro just lost a jack? Like, he attacked them simultaneously there. This is not gonna work out. And it hit Tokuyami enough to... Yeah, Jiro just lost a fucking earphone jack! Oh shit! And Tokuyami took enough damage to cough blood as Jiro's blood is pouring on him. Fuck! Look how detailed they drew that. This isn't Made in Abyss. We're not going to torturously kill children in this show. I'm confident in that. We could lose the kids in a way similar to Midnight. We could get like that attack, just an overwhelming blast of energy, and then they're just down. They're just done. But also, they've both taken a hit. Jiro specifically has taken a big hit. It's a non-essential body part. Like, she's not going to die from that damage. But that it's like that is to Jiro the equivalent of Aizawa losing an eye. You know, that's a big blow. But I could now see her in on a meta stance. She's taken that damage. We're not going to chip away at her and Tokuyami now. Like, they're not going to take much more damage, I think. Or I don't think we're going to lose them. My Hero doesn't seem like the sort of story that would do that. They could completely throw me off and actually do that. I could be way wrong, and I'd give them props for doing so, but I don't want to see that. And a preview. Yeah, I am worried for them both being here against the big boss. They're both great characters. I love them both. They've both gotten a good chunk of development over this show. But yeah, no. It'd be cool if they, similar to Kirishima in the Battle of Shields and Spears, that they are an essential part to ultimately taking him down, to stalling him until Endeavor is up to do a prominence burn. And again, I can see All For One potentially, on a story level, losing this fight because Shigaraki can still be out there. But also, it's just Hawks and Endeavor as our like main force against him. Which makes sense. We don't want tons of people here in case he steals their quirk, so it's the most powerful, smallest team we can muster. Makes complete sense. But we brought kids to this fight. And that does worry me. I imagine that's where we're going to pick up next time. We'll get the little recap of specifically this fight. And it'll be that same shot, and then we'll cut to the theme song, and then continue after the theme song. But that's going to be next week. That is a week away. In the meantime, we got a few cuts to other fights going on. The battle at Camino has wrapped up now. We've taken out that Nomu and Dabi. Dabi is still alive, but there's a sort of purple pulse coming from his chest. Interesting. Does he have another quirk? Again, explicitly, we were shown he was not given one before this fight. He may have been given one in the past, during those flashbacks, when he was hospitalized for 3 years. All For One has a plan to get Gigantomachia moving again. Again, I think it was a really bad idea to have brought people here. Fundamentally, it makes sense. I'm repeating myself at this point. It is an area that has been cleared because of the previous fight last season. There's no collateral damage to civilians or property in this area. There is Gigantomachia, who, if woken up, will do a fuck ton of collateral damage to people and the area. People and property, civilians and property, if he is woken up. And as previously established, he will get up and move in response to All For One's voice, whether it be live, in person, or a pre-recorded thing, just on like a dictaphone or something. which was how they got him to move before in the My Villain arc. We've got All for One's assassin, jailbreaker in like a costume made of suits that then works its way up to then at the top being like a shroud. And I like the hair matches the tassels, or maybe that isn't hair. Maybe that's just more of a tasseled material. Face covered. Black Scleria, if that's the right word. It's an interesting design. They look to be a sort of Poison Ivy-esque character. Curious, I hope we get more focus on that fight. They even got a title card with their name and everything. Let me jump back and see if I can catch it. Yeah, I don't think he says the name. At least going off the subtitles, but they display it on screen. Kunita, I think. Then, yeah, outside the hospital where Kurogiri is locked up. Again, it's an area that's been destroyed and evacuated and abandoned. So just an all-out brawl in the street is okay, but it's close to where Kurogiri is being kept. I feel like that's a risk. Evidently one that the heroes have decided is worth taking, but it feels like a big risk. And this is where Spinner is, who, again, we don't know exactly what this new quirk he's been given is, but it's something that's hulked him out. Spinner is due for some focus this season, which he's already had. I don't know if that's all the focus he's going to get, if we're going to get... yeah, I don't know if he's going to get more focus than he's had this season. I hope he does. I want to see more of him. I feel like we're still building to something, as opposed to having reached the point that we're building to. We're not at the apex of what I feel we've been building to with him yet. But he gets focus in the ending, and so does Shoji, and they're both here. Shoji being, actually, now that I think of it, a mutant-type quirk. He's like a heteromorph as well. So let's see someone who has... I'm not saying this to be mean, but has a more monstrous, a more villainous appearance, perhaps, which is what society has pushed Spinner and a lot of these other heteromorph characters to be villains, is that societal pressure and prejudice. That people just look at them and go, a monster. Like the sort of dolphin rabbit girl in the Dark Deku Vigilante arc, who people just assumed, you must be a villain. So let's have contrasting ideologies, perhaps, between Spinner and these villains, and Shoji. They could be opposing sides. There can be a really interesting dialogue there. Shoji perhaps trying to change their mind, or that he accepts that this is the way the world is, but he acknowledges this is the way the world is, but he's actively trying to change it. He wants to be a hero. He wants to be the opposite of what All for One wants Spinner to be. I think there could be something really interesting there. That I hope they at least dedicate a whole episode to, like we did the Darby and Shoto fights. Give us a whole episode on that, so we can look back at their backstories and build up together. Which is again what the ending does. It shows them both it shows Spinner's backstory and it shows Shoji sort of reflecting on his. I think that'd be a good episode. I want to see that. Yeah, it's the All for One with Endeavor and Hawks, and then Jiro and Tokoyami flying in. That whole fight took up about half the episode. And that fight is far from over. If you want to see what happens next and watch it along with me, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, all the YouTuber stuff, put some comments to help in the algorithm, and those were the right things to say. I've been Jack Trades. Thank you so much for watching. Genuinely, I'm having a great time with this season. I'm glad that I did sit down and continue watching, because I was a bit hesitant. Again, I was a bit late coming into this season. One, because I just didn't see it marketed very well anywhere. I just saw people's YouTube thumbnails coming up, and I'm like, oh, wait, I am weeks behind. Which has made it fun catching up. But now, like everyone else, I'm watching week to week. So, I'll see you next week. Bye.